Alright, what is going on YouTube? Welcome to a YouTube exclusive cast over here in the pre-release event of Age of Empires 4 HRE versus the Viper. I don't think I have to introduce these players to anyone who's visiting this channel, but in case you have been living under the rock for the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, or you're just not familiar with AoE2 competitive scene, HRE and Viper, both of them are easily top 5 players of Age of Empires. I'm not saying it's a rivalry between them, but when you see a Viper versus HRE matchup in Age of Empires 2, that's definitely something that a lot of people will be interested in. Let's see what they can do against each other in AoE4. On the right side, Viper is playing the Holy Roman Empire, and to the sort of northern part of the map, it's HRE in blue. They're not really on the opposite side of the map over here. The map is called Ancient Spires, and as you see, there is a lot of lakes in between the players with the still flickering fish. I'm not exactly sure why the fish is flickering, and it's not apparently happening in this lake, so it's a little weird. But anyways, looks like the lake spawns are much better for the Viper here. Look at this. Lake over here, although this one is pretty small. This one as well. Whereas for HRE, there's just no lakes close to him. Seems that this map spawn is quite inconsistent. Anyways, HRE's gonna play with the Rus, and... oh, he messed it up! The wrong hotkey from the grid system. Oh, HRE. I don't blame him for this. This is the most annoying feature of Age of Empires 4. So, for whatever reason, someone thought it's a good idea to flip the mining camp and lumber camp hotkeys in the grid compared to AoE2. I'm not joking. I know HRE hasn't been using a grid hotkey system in AoE2, but nonetheless, someone thought it's a good idea to just change the two. So, every time, like when I started playing AoE4, every time I try to place a lumber camp, I always place the mining camp, because it's the mining camp hotkey in AoE2. That's gonna set HRE back quite a bit here. That's very annoying for him. Especially with the Rus, because the Rus needs a lot of wood at the beginning. You drop that hunting cabin so that you get the trickle of gold from the trees. You really need that lumber camp as soon as possible. Anyways, I don't think that HRE has been playing a lot of Rus recently, or at least... he didn't do it yesterday, so he might be trying this civ out right now. I said this multiple times before, but I'm just gonna say it again. I had a chat with HRE because, you know, he was looking for someone to give some tips on AoE4, and I reached out to him. We sometimes speak, not very regularly, but I was like, okay, if you need some help, might as well message him, ask him if he has any questions or so, and he actually asked what civilizations I would recommend for him to learn, like 1 or 2 civs for the upcoming $20,000 Genesis tournament. And he said, like I said, I would recommend either Britons or French, that's an easy to learn civ, and Abbasids or Rus, which is a medium difficulty to learn style. Anyways, HRE tried to delay the dock of Viper over here, and HRE's got some scouts out. Remember that the Rus actually can get scouts at Viper's trying to get that dock up, and can he finish it in time? The scouts don't have an insane damage output, it's gonna be so close! Viper finishes the dock. That's massive. That's massive here. Now, in the meanwhile, HRE was looking for deer to take down, and he got all the way up to 160 bounty. He could also finish this wolf here for the extra 25. So, I think that despite the fact that he kinda had a rough start over here with that mining camp placed on the wood line, now he's all set, because he managed to pick off a villager from Viper. Viper is getting some fishing ships out here. That's something to keep in mind. That fishing here is extremely powerful on this map. Now, for HRE, he's actually going for berries. I'm not necessarily a big fan of that. I just think that he didn't see these huntables here, right? Oh yeah, he doesn't see the huntables there. I think had he known that there's huntables here, he would 100% go for that, because hunting is a better source of food. And, you know, you are gonna build a hunting cabin anyways, might as well go for these guys. Plus, you would kill all these deer, which would give you a quite decent amount of extra gold. Like, HRE is 50 gold away from the second bounty tier. That would be enough for that second level. Meanwhile, the scouts actually have pretty decent torch damage. You see, they actually do 10 damage per hit. So, while Viper will get some food income from this dock, I'm not 100% sure if these fishing ships will actually pay for their price. It's a dock plus 2 fishing ships for price, and Viper will get maybe like 100, 150 food from this fishing operation. I'm not 100% sure that this will actually get a good return value for Viper. Anyways, Looking at the Viper, he's already going up with the Aachen Chapel, and he's got a barracks out as well. Does he have a prelate? And the answer is yes. So the prelate can bless the villagers, making them work faster, and you can garrison them into the chapel so that there's a much larger radius of this inspire ability for the priest. This is a very, very good economic landmark for the Holy Roman Empire. Hera's not far away from clicking up either, and considering that Viper is only building that landmark with 2 wheels, just now switching 4 more, I don't think Hera's gonna be that much behind. Viper eats a lot of damage on that scout from the TC, but since scouts auto-heal slowly, that shouldn't really be a big deal for Viper. Anyways, as I said, Hera, I'm not sure why he's mining gold this early. I don't think that he needs it at this point, because, well, he's got the hunt. It looks like he's not gonna find the huntables here. It's very, very unlucky here for Hera, as he finds another dog from Viper. Look at this. He's not gonna be able to stop this dog. It's only one scout, and the scout has like a horribly slow attack rate. You see, 3.75 seconds for every attack. That's just very slow. But Hera's just gonna bring in 4 scouts here and take this dog down, just as he did with this dog. I wonder if Viper's gonna move out for this dog here. So yeah, it's very unlucky for Hera that he didn't find these huntables here, because he's at 210 bounty level, a couple more deer, and he would have the second bounty tier, which is, I think, pretty important for the Rus early on. He's aging up with the Golden Gate, which is a landmark that allows you to have extremely good exchange rates. Oh, the villager! Viper's actually gonna kill the sheep here from Hera, just for reference. But the villager went down from Viper here. Hera finds a wolf, so that's gonna be 25 extra bounty for him. And there's 2 more wolves over here in the middle as well that Hera could take down, so Hera can still reach the bounty level that he needs. Indeed, he's at 245. I think he's just gonna miss 5, but that's not a problem because killing 1 sheep gives you 5. So he's gonna be fine. Anyways, he's got a couple of scouts out. Viper is going for men-at-arms here. The usual strategy with the Holy Roman Empire. Look at that. Hera is actually gonna snipe the wolf. Oh, Viper tried sniping the wolf here with his scout to avoid Hera getting the gold from it, but that wasn't really a possibility. Hera's already on a huge amount of gold. He can easily afford double stable production, but instead he goes for a stable and a range. I don't think that Hera needs this much gold miners, to be honest, or this many gold miners, excuse me, because he's got such a big gold bank. Now, one of the things that he could do is buy himself a town center, and you see he's doing that. So the way it works is that every time you have a supply available, which is something you get over time, you can buy 150 stone for 100 gold. This is a ridiculously good exchange rate, as Viper rebuilt his dock. So that's the idea with the Golden Gate. It's very, very good for booming, because you can basically buy 300 stone for 200 gold. That's an extremely good exchange rate, and you can get a second TC up. Hera is actually doing an excellent job finding all those huntables around the map, and that boosts his gold income to an even higher level. Here's the first man-at-arms from Viper, and that's gonna be something that's a little difficult to deal with for Rus, but their knights should have no trouble dealing with that. Viper's got a considerable amount of fishing eco here, however, now. So we're talking about 6 fishing ships spread in between 2 lakes. Hera actually went for the hunting cabin over here. Interesting location. Like, I understand the concept that it's within the range of these trees, so it trickles some gold as well to Hera, but it's a little far from the huntables. Maybe here would have been a slightly better spot. Anyways, Hera's knight is gonna clean up the men-at-arms. In general, the Holy Roman Empire kind of struggles against civilizations that have early knights, because early knights plus a couple of archers to pick off the spearmen should be able to beat men-at-arms and spearmen that the Holy Roman Empire can work with. A couple more men-at-arms coming in here. Hera's knight is on the left, so he's gonna have to be careful not to lose villagers on the gold mine. He's got 2 supply on the Golden Gate, so he can buy the next batch of stone, and he could possibly buy 150 wood as well for the TC. There is the stone coming in, and he has 1 more supply to get 1 transaction in. So it's like a supermarket, get it? Supermarket, that gives you insanely good exchange rates, but it's limited by this supply to prevent sort of abusing the market. Anyways, as I said, mobility advantage is on the side of Hera, and he's gonna pick off those men-at-arms with relative ease. Still, Viper's got a pretty considerable fishing eco here, and getting rid of this is gonna be pretty hard for Hera, because you see, Viper is adding a galley here. So, It's gonna be quite difficult to destroy that dock now, if not impossible. And this is why I think that on this map, if you go for a dock early, that's gonna set your early economy back, because it's a pretty big investment. It's gonna delay your feudal age, so you're somewhat exposed to like early knights openings or so. But once you actually get control over the spawns, you're gonna have a very, very good fishing income, and your economy will skyrocket. So far, the scores are pretty close. By the way, shout out to, I think it's F11. Yeah, shout out to the people on my stream yesterday who pointed out that in the spectator overlay, we can actually turn on the scores on the right side. So that's a new feature. And we also got a timer in the middle that I forgot to turn on. I thought it's turned on, but I might need to turn it on every time I launch the game. But there is game time now, and then there is scores as well. So far, Viper is leading a tiny bit. As I said, he's got some fishing eco. HRE isn't in a good position here because he doesn't really have good pawns to go to. Ooh, that's gonna be a lot of lost HP on that knight. This galley is really smashing the knights over here. So one thing that HRE could do is maybe go for this spawn, but this spawn is so underwhelming. It has 4 droplets of fish compared to this one for Viper, which is like 6. This one is a lot smaller, so that's not amazing for Viper, but it's still something that he already has fish on, so he has to be satisfied with that. HRE actually found the huntables over here. He hasn't gotten the villager hunting upgrade, so no hunting boost over there, but hold on, here come the knights, and that's a lot of knights from HRE supported by archers, and Viper currently doesn't seem to have a lot to defend with. He wanted to go to Castle Age, that's the Ragnitz Cathedral coming in, but it looks like he got caught off guard by the amount of knights HRE has, because HRE has been quietly massing knights. I didn't even know he has this many knights. Now, Viper for now, he's just gonna try to turtle this out and get to Castle Age himself so he can get his own knights out, I believe. There's a second barracks on the way instead. The problem for Viper here is that his spearmen can be picked off by the archers, and the knights will just do the rest. So, without archers, this would be a relatively easy spearman defense for Viper. With the archers in the party, it's much more difficult. +1 defense coming in for our Pierce armor for Viper, but the Ragnitz Cathedral is delayed, something that helps HRE quite a bit because HRE is nowhere close to Castle Age. In fact, Viper actually cancels the age up, so he gets some of the resources back. Did he cancel it or lost the building? I didn't even check, but I think he got some of the resources back, so I'm tempted to say that he canceled the building, and if you do that, you will lose a certain portion of the invested resources. So Viper's age up was stopped over here, and now he doesn't have the resources to age up anymore. That's a disaster for him. That's a massive disaster. One of the things that he could have done is maybe make a defensive tower, because then you can garrison the villagers and take down the archers with that, and then just use the spearmen to deal with the knights. Viper now has multiple barracks out here. HRE is at 73 population, Viper's at 61. Not looking good for the snack here. And there is a random archer coming in that could harass the villagers here. Oh, look at that by HRE. That's beautiful. The prelate of Viper is actually doing a decent job healing the villagers here. But I just don't know what HRE can do to, or Viper can do to stop HRE, because at this point, Viper is relatively close to clicking up again. But, I mean, by the time he actually gets to Castle Age, I think HRE is going to be able to click up as well. Or is he? HRE is going full feudal age here, apparently, because there's some more knights coming in, more supporting archers, but if HRE is not doing damage anymore, then he could be in trouble. He's getting close to Castle Age as well. In fact, I think at this pace, he might click up faster than Viper will. That's a very nice find over there, picking off an archer with the men-at-arms. Here come the knights, though, and Viper doesn't want to lose those men-at-arms. He definitely doesn't want to lose them. The archers are lagging behind a tiny bit, so Spearman might be able to take a good fight, but this is not a good fight for Viper. It's not a good fight at all. HRE is focusing down the Spearman, and you see Viper is trying his best here using the men-at-arms to take down the archers and using the Spearman to take down the knights, but it is just insufficient. Like, we're looking at an S-tier civilization, the Rus, versus, I think at best, a B-tier civilization for the Holy Roman Empire. I think they're just so one-dimensional towards infantry, and they just die really badly to knights and archers. Anyways, looks like HRE is on the way to Castle Age, Viper is not. The economy of the Holy Roman Empire is still amazing, so especially when you have that prelate in the Aachen Chapel, that helps a lot. But I mean, at this point, HRE is just waiting for time to strike, and honestly, if he Doesn't feel confident pushing into Viper's base here. He could just get the siege upgrade for his units on the blacksmith. He's going up with the high trade house, by the way. That's a bad spot for the high trade house. Let's talk about that. I will talk about that in a moment. So you could get the upgrade where archers can make battering rams and just start pushing this one down with rams. Anyways, Viper is still 1 TC. Hera is now on 2 town centers, by the way. So I'm not sure why he's making an archer range in the place of a mining camp, but, well, whatever, I guess. So we're looking at 43 eco for the Viper. Hera is at 60, massive lead here. So let's talk about the high trade house. The high trade house is a hunting cabin, just better. So it trickles gold based on the amount of trees that are in the close vicinity. And there is no trees here, so this is a very, very bad spot for Hera's high trade house. Now, I think he might have confused it with the Britain landmark, which is an extra town center. Because it kind of looks like that landmark, honestly. But yeah, you would place it close to a woodland and it gives you an insane amount of resources. Plus, it also spawns deer. Something that's pretty helpful. I kind of like that feature. Anyways, Castle Age is in for Hera, but he's now facing a lot of hardened spearmen over here. Viper looks like he's going full feudal now, and he wants to force a decisive engagement here. Did Viper get the extra speed upgrade on his infantry? That's the question. Because there is an upgrade, and indeed, the upgrade is in, that gives extra speed to Viper's infantry. So right now, these infantry units have... Okay, never mind, look at the fight first, and then we'll talk. But it's 1.24 speed for the men-at-arms, 1.25 for the archers, so the archers can't really run away. The problem for Viper now is that these are Castle Age Knights now. Can Viper hold this? Maybe. Can Viper survive the next wave? Doubtful. Because you see, he is killing most of the knights, but I mean, Hera is on 2 TCs, and this is not a cost-efficient fight for Viper. He had to sacrifice everything that he had in terms of resources to hold this one off, and I just don't think that it was enough. Although, the knights are going down, and those are expensive knights that are hard to replenish, and now the men-at-arms are chasing down the archers. Viper's got fishing eco and Hera does not, so that compensates a tiny bit for the lack of villagers here for Viper. But still, the overall combined eco is better for Hera. He's at 69, nice. Whereas for Viper it's 45. Still, the prelate boost is actually pretty massive for the Holy Roman Empire, so it's not that big of a difference. But Viper is definitely on the back foot right now, so he's not in a great position. And the problem for him is that he's still Feudal Age. If he gets to Castle Age, things will actually start to even out. Oh, I love that from Hera, look at that. He's gonna take down the boar, which gives him 65 gold for bounty, meaning that he's very, very close to that bounty level free for the 15% harvest rate. Plus, if he sends out a couple of villagers here with a hunting cabin, he could get a boar that's worth 2,000 food. So yeah, at this point, Viper is exclusively building his strategy on the fishing eco. He's trying to pick up a relic, by the way, but prelates can only do that in Castle Age. So, despite the fact that these monks are available to Holy Roman Empire starting Dark Age, they cannot pick up relics. They only are able to pick up relics beyond Castle Age, just like the monks of other civilizations. Anyways, there's the Regnis Cathedral again. A building that can even things out. It's an S-tier landmark, basically. It's going to give you 300 gold per minute for every relic garrisoned. Insane. By default, a relic would give 100 gold per minute in a monastery. This one gives 200% extra gold as well, and you can go up to 3 relics in here. So you can basically get to 900 gold per minute income from this building. The indicator is actually wrong in the game, because it says it's 100 gold per minute for relic garrison, but it's actually 300, it has been confirmed. So it's a brutal landmark. One of the best long-term landmarks in the game. Anyways, Viper's gonna take a fight over here, trying to finish off the knights. Once the knights are gone, the archers will go down to the tower fire pretty easily, and there's some men-at-arms over here. Viper is holding this one for now. Hera still with a better economy, and he just wants to stop Viper from getting to Castle Age. Some more knights are coming in. This is gonna be a difficult hold for Viper, and I think he lost all of the villagers making that cathedral. It's a doubt cathedral, I have to say. Right now, Viper's at 55 population. I think Viper might have just lost too much. Like, he was really trying to get this done, but I feel like when he lost his progress towards Castle Age, things started snowballing out of control. Because now he's at 39 eco, And I think that includes the fishing ships as well, but even if it doesn't, I don't think that the couple of fishing ships Viper has compensates for a massive eco deficit. Hera is at 81 villagers already. Your cathedral will go up, but I mean, can Viper afford to even make army here to clean this up? I don't think so. Especially because, what can he do? He can make like Castle Age men-at-arms, sure thing. Now, there's a couple of things that you can do. For example, Heavy Maces is an amazing upgrade for the Holy Roman Empire men-at-arms. It gives them +6 bonus attack versus heavy units like Knights. So, the concept here that you might go for full men-at-arms with Heavy Maces. That can work pretty nicely. 200 weapons is also a nice upgrade, but you see, Viper just can't afford them. That's the problem. Viper simply can't afford these upgrades right now. And I feel like by the time Viper stabilizes here, Hera might be on the way to Imperial. Look at this flood of units through the map for Hera. He's got multiple stables. He's like 5 or 6 stables. And a couple of ranges out. And it's just an infinite unit flood. So many archers, so many knights in here. What is Viper up to? He's getting men-at-arms, he's getting the veteran upgrade. As I said, Heavy Maces is a must-have over here for Viper, but he's off from gold. Viper simply doesn't have gold income right now. He could try finding some gold with these villagers, and I think he knows about this gold spot over here. He also has a monk that's trying to get back to the cathedral. Viper is still trying to build his strategy on turtling this out with the fishing eco, and I think he wants to force one decisive engagement and then just drag the game out. That's his best bet. Take one fight that wins for you, delays Hera's push, and then buy yourself enough time to have a chance at coming back into this. That's your best bet right now. Hera, by the way, is not pushing these docks, which is a little weird. He could make a battering ram and just knock those down, or a mangonel or so. Anyways, now that group of infantry is getting scary for Hera. It's a lot of men-at-arms, especially if Viper gets the technologies in. It's gonna be even more devastating. He's still out of gold and he is using the market to balance his eco. Probably the reason why Hera is trying to get the market down is because he knows Viper is out of gold. So, we will have some more knights coming in. I don't think that Viper has the appropriate amount of mass. I'm not even sure if he has the blacksmith up. Okay, he's getting the defense upgrade in right now. And I think he wants to loop around and hit this army from behind, potentially. Hera, on the other hand, is going to try to charge into the food line of Viper. Viper's at 36 eco. Very, very weak right now, eco-wise. But here he comes, and as I said, he doesn't have heavy maces yet, but those men-at-arms are fairly well upgraded. Viper will probably lose a couple more villagers inside that tower, though. I just don't think that Viper has enough economy left to compensate, even if he cleans this army up somehow. It's 31 eco versus a whopping 94. And I'm not even sure if this army for Viper is enough to win this fight. In fact, I'm fairly certain because, as I said, men-at-arms don't perform well against knights. If they had heavy maces, they would have extra bonus damage, but I mean, you see they have 13 attack against knights that have 4 melee armor, so they do 9 damage a hit. That would increase to 15 with heavy maces. That's the difference maker, and I just think that Viper's army here is just insufficient to fight this. Hera is also trying to just take away the archers here so that he doesn't get cleaned up by the men-at-arms. Nice micro so far by Hera, using the knights as the meat shield and then the archers to shoot from behind. And yes, Viper acknowledges defeat. I think he had the worst civilization, but it very much seemed like he didn't expect Hera to push him that aggressively in Feudal Age. Hera showed up with like 10 knights and 5 archers, and Viper didn't have anything to defend against that with. And after that, he just lost his Castle Age progress. He got some of the resources back, but not all of it. And from that point on, if you look at the villager count, Viper was just never able to expand his economy because he was constantly pressured and harassed by Hera. And of course, as I said, Hera's unit composition was better over here. Part of that is the fact that the Rus just has a very good Feudal Age unit composition. And that's part of the reason why Hera has a this good KD.